Well, I'd like to welcome everybody here. We're back once again, Crypt Ricks. I've been thinking, and what are we doing here? We're doing another great show on a topic that I always tell you that I'm super interested in, and that is cryptocurrency. And once again, I always say that I'm going to bring my guest here once a week, if possible. So he's a very busy man, so hopefully I can get him here every week, but I'm definitely been doing that lately, and I'm planning to keep on bringing him here and uh, just talking about all the cryptocurrency stuff that's going on in the world and learning the lingo and all the stuff. I'm learning just like you guys are. So great topics today. I'm gonna definitely have a lot of fun going into this, and I'm just gonna go in and bring in Paul, my guest. You guys all know him by now here, so let me just introduce you. How are you doing today, Paul? Thank you for making time to come back and talk to us on the crypt.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm happy I got you here. I know you've been really busy, so it's kind of hard syncing up with you. But hey, we make it happen, so we got it going on.
Yeah,
And I had to write this down because we were talking beforehand, so I don't want to mess this up. But this is definitely a topic you're going to have to walk me through as long as the viewers here, because I didn't know anything really much about this. You just kind of told me about this recently, and then we just kind of I want to definitely do a show on it because it's definitely an interesting topic, and I think a lot of people are going to find it really interesting. Has a lot to do with cryptocurrency, and we're talking about a virtual world that is run on cryptocurrency. You need cryptocurrency to get into this world or to buy into this world, and it's a really fascinating topic. And as you inform me, it's called the metaverse, which I think is a really cool term. When you told me that, I think that's a really neat way to describe it. So I actually wrote that down because I didn't want to forget that. It was a neat term that you told me. So go ahead, Paul. I can't really describe what you want to talk about. Like I know what you're generally what you're talking about, but I'll let you explain it, Paul. What is the metaverse?
yeah. Well, for me anyway, the metaverse is essentially the future. It's a collection of technologies like AR, VR, blockchain, and so on. These innovative technologies all kind of coming together to provide a new universe in many ways, right? So the metaverse is basically like you can think of it as like a digital universe or a second universe, right? Overlayered on top of our current universe. So for example, applications in VR where you're going to school in VR or just playing games in VR, that's considered part of the metaverse,
Right.
right? Facebook recently kind of coined the term meta because I think they realize perhaps how entertainment will be in the future, how education will be in the future. It'll all happen in these digital worlds. So that's part of the reason I feel like they've rebranded to Meta to kind of capitalize on that whole shift of kind of society working and moving into the metaverse. But really, it's got the metaverse really has nothing to do with Facebook. It's just they're trying to play it like they own it or something like that.
Oh, for
So
sure. Jump on the bandwagon, right? Like that's what they do, right? And then they're going to try to probably coin that phrase and market it or something like that. But I definitely agree with you, and I can. I recently last year got virtual reality goggles, the Oculus brand, and I started messing around with it. I didn't even really know what they were, and then I kind of did a bit of research because somebody told me about them, and I got a pair of them, and they're really cool. And I can definitely see the world that we're living in going into this metaverse where it's going to be into virtual reality. More and more people I talk to are playing lots of different games now in virtual reality, and from what I understand, the technology is getting really really good. So I can just imagine where it's going to be in like 5 years or so, like that. I think that we're really going to be wired into the system. I really do. I didn't think that would be possible 10 years ago when somebody was talking about it. They were like, eventually we're going to be all plugged into the internet, like virtually, like we're going to be in there living it. And I'm like, it can't happen. How are they going to do that? They're doing it. I mean, in my opinion, they're doing it because I mean, when I put those virtual reality goggles on, it is really, you are entering a different world. And mine don't even have a great virtual reality set by any stretch. I got like a very first generation. So I can imagine the stuff that you're using and people that are really into virtual reality are getting into and what those VR goggles. I'd love to try yours out someday and actually see what a really high end pair do. So
mm.
it's
Well, mine
amazing.
aren't really that high end. I mean, I have a first generation VR set. I have the HTC Vive,
Okay.
which is on par with like the Oculus, right? There's some new sets that have come out recently. That one by Valve, the Index, which
Right,
is
right,
kind of
yep,
like I don't think it's like second gen quite yet, but it's like I would say like 1.5, like halfway to second generation
right.
VR. But no doubt, like I think you're correct in assuming that it's basically going to dominate and take over, especially given the way the world has gone the last 3 years, where a lot of people don't even want to go out anymore. People don't want to go into a shop anymore. People don't want to have other people over anymore, right? Um, so these virtual worlds kind of make sense. Like, hey, well, what if we can shop in VR? What if we can up with our friends in VR? What if we can play basketball in virtual reality, right?
Right.
COVID does not exist in VR. You don't have to worry about physical contact there, right? Like,
Right.
screw your social distancing, because you're not going to contract some disease through a virtual world, right?
No, I totally agree. And that's what's cool is that when you think about it, people are already hanging out in virtual worlds when they're in chat rooms, when they're in video games. There's a group of people, meeting and playing these games like World of Warcraft. I think of just off the top of my head, where people are getting together in groups and they're meeting and they're interacting and talking. And so it's not a far stretch in my imagination that you're eventually going to be immersed in the game. And then, like I said, they're already doing that. They're already got
Mhm.
games that you're in, and I probably haven't even really, I haven't looked into it so deep, but I can imagine the technology that I haven't even realized yet of where virtual reality, sorry, is going to go. Now,
Mhm.
what I wanted to ask you is, you were talking, introduced me to these virtual worlds that you go online, and I really wanted to get you to show the people that are watching that this is already happening. There is these worlds that people are going into with cryptocurrency, and I'd like you to, if you can screen share with us here and bring up what we're talking about. I can't give it justice on how to describe it, so that's why I leave that to you, the professional. But it's a
Yeah.
really cool thing. So go ahead, man. Like it, this is you. You show us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I mean, you're right. People are buying virtual property in these virtual worlds, right? They're
Yep.
setting up office spaces in there. They're setting up. They have their like art in there, like their NFTs and whatnot. They invite their friends there to hang out. There's concerts going on in there, like you can attend. 100 to 1,000 person concert, right?
Wow.
It's definitely the next gen, and yeah, I'll definitely show you some of these virtual worlds. A lot of them operate on blockchains, so like their internal currency is cryptocurrency, right?
Okay.
Generally Ethereum at this point, because well, Ethereum has market share and kind of had a head start in that regard. But there are virtual worlds based on other blockchains, but that's beyond the scope of today. Um, yeah, and also like no doubt these virtual worlds will become more and more popular, not just because of like the whole COVID thing and antisocialness and whatnot, but the fact that this technology, things like AR and VR, will just become better and better,
Mm-hmm.
to the point where I believe anyway, in like 10 years, you got like third gen, fourth gen VR. You'll stop calling it virtual at that point. You'll just call it reality, because
Wow.
everything there it'll be the same as here. There will be no deciphering of what is virtual and like I guess what is like fake, right?
Right.
So people will, I feel anyway, just opt to spend more time there, because it's just as real as here, right?
Yep.
And then as time goes on, their friends will start spending more time in there, and so on, and before you know it, your whole mind will just be living in this VR space, right? Which makes you wonder what happens to your body if your mind goes living off in VR, but that's for another show.
Oh, for sure. I also wonder that too. And what I was just thinking when you were describing that there is a movie. I can't remember the name of it. It's a big name movie, and they're basically plugged in to like they can get like fake bodies, and then they're
The
basically
Matrix.
no, well, not the Matrix, but it's in the movie kind of like that. And I'm sure some of the listeners on the little one, they're probably yelling it out, telling the name right now. If you guys do know the movie I'm describing, please put it in the comment section, because I want to remember the movie so I can watch it. But it is one where, and I think it's Bruce Willis in it. I could be wrong. I'm don't hold me to this, guys, but I think it's Bruce Willis is in it, and they basically have like cyborg bodies, and that you walk around with these bodies, and you're actually living in, like you're plugged into this unit at your in your house, and that you see people, they're all like walking around in these fake bodies, and they're getting their hair done, and they're living life normal, but they're not actually in synthetic bodies, like robotic bodies, but they're plugged into this matrix or this
Mm,
virtual reality. And I remember seeing that movie and thinking,
mm.
could you imagine if we ever get to the technology even half of that, and we're there, we're like, I mean, we're doing it with virtual reality. So
Well, I mean, we could be there right now and not really realize it, right? Because this is our native host reality that we were born into without any prior knowledge, like as if our memory had been erased or start from scratch, right?
right.
So there's not no real saying that, um, this isn't virtual reality, and we just call it reality because we don't know of any other realities, right? And our human skin, yeah, it seems like it's skin and all, but maybe it's just an electrical suit. um and maybe we're here to experience this reality, right?
That's a way to
Who
look
know
at it too.
who knows, right? So perhaps we're already in VR world, and we're creating more VR worlds, and there's worlds inside worlds inside worlds inside worlds, and it could just go on infinitely. I don't
Wow.
know.
It's true. Yeah, it makes you wonder when you really sit down and think about it. It does. Are we in a virtual reality right now? And I know that I've heard people talking about that, and some people think that we are. That this is all just, we're in a
Simulation.
simulation. Yeah, and I mean, hey, science is getting better and better every day, and proving a lot of these things. So I mean, I it wouldn't shock me in any way anymore.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, definitely bring up one of these worlds here. Kind of explain
Yeah,
to
totally.
us. I think what's really cool is that you were explaining to me that even like celebrities like Snoop Dogg and stuff like that, they're part of these worlds. Like they're these worlds where you can buy property and put your artwork in and stuff. I think it's really cool when you showed me this.
All right, hold on. I just want to make sure I get the right tab here because, well, you know how it goes, man.
Oh, yeah, take your time.
All right. I got it?
Yeah, there you go. Yep,
Good. Okay,
yep.
cool.
Crypto voxels. That's it.
Yeah. And yeah, you're right about the Snoop Dogg thing. There's a couple kind of celebrities that are into NFTs and like digital art and digital properties and whatnot. But anyways, Crypto voxels is one of these, I guess, metaverse worlds you could jump into that operate on top of a blockchain. Main reason it's on the blockchain is to prove who owns what part of the land. So basically, to dictate what account owns what parcel.
Okay.
And anybody can join this world and basically purchase any parcel that's available on the market. And the parcels are owned by other players, essentially. So other people, like just like in real life, right? Like people's land, you're buying off somebody else, right? Um, so
And
people are
go ahead.
so people are literally spending their Ethereum to purchase digital property in the metaverse. Ethereum right now is not cheap. I think Ethereum's worth like $4,000 USD
Wow.
per ETH. Some of these parcels sell for, geez, anywhere between like zero point 0.1 ETH to like 50 to 100 ETH, perhaps even more
That's incredible. And
on
that's
average.
what shocked me, Paul, when you explained to me, because I was right away, you know me, I was like, I want to buy one of these properties and start putting my podcast in and stuff. And then you told me how much one of them cost, and it really shocked me what some of these, they're not cheap, guys. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, well, the average cost for one in crypto voxels anyway, I think is around 1 Ethereum. So I mean, you're gonna pay, like, if you convert that to Canadian dollars, you're gonna pay like 6 grand
That's
for
incredible.
a virtual apartment.
Wow.
Not to mention all the stuff you might want to put in your virtual apartment, which may also cost money.
That's incredible. And so
So
basically, to go into these worlds and get an apartment, as you call it, and do everything like you want to purchase, this all runs off of cryptocurrency, and it matters what blockchain. Like basically, each blockchain probably has their own little virtual world, or eventually
yeah.
will.
Well, some NFT platforms support like multiple blockchains, right? So it could be in the future that crypto voxels, like right now, you can buy parcels with like just say Ethereum. Perhaps in the future, crypto voxels, you could buy parcels with many other types of crypto coins, right?
Okay.
For now, though, as far as I know, I could be wrong, and forgive me if I'm wrong. The creators of crypto voxels, I think B Nolan is
Okay.
the only guy I know. It's only Ethereum based, so like you can only buy a parcel off somebody if you're willing to give them Ethereum or wrapped Ethereum, which is equivalent to Ethereum.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, if you got money, I mean, you could come in here, you could buy a piece of land. The cool thing is with the land and crypto voxels or the parcels you can buy, you can put whatever you want in them. So you can convert it into like a play place, you can convert it into like a business place, you can put your artwork in it, you can put a big FU in there if you hate everybody coming through, right? Like there's nobody can come along and say, hey, you can't put this thing here. Maybe the creators of crypto voxels can, for likely, I would imagine, to like get rid of what's the word I want to use here, like racist comments and
Right.
whatnot that might
Right.
end up in there, right? I don't know if they have like a primary key to take out trash. Essentially, I think they would.
I would
But
hope
aside
so. Yeah. Like I would hope so. Anyways.
Yeah, because well, otherwise people could really come in there, maybe cause some havoc. But for the most part, like if you own your land, you're the only person that can build on your land. Nobody else can come in and put things on your property. And that's what kind of gives it value, is you have this virtual space that you can utilize. You can put stuff in it, you can advertise in it, you can actually for example, in the parcel Bitswift owns, we have a little booth set up for your podcast, right?
Yeah, that's very
um,
cool. By the way, thank you for doing that, Paul. That is a cool gesture. By the way.
yeah, no worries. So it just goes to show you, like, people can do whatever they want with that property. They could even like sublease it out to other companies for like advertising space, right?
Right. Right.
So yeah, it is pretty cool, and I'll kind of, I just guess, walk you through it on my other monitor here. So yeah, you just go to cryptovoxels.com. This is a virtual world in the metaverse, not run by Facebook or has nothing to do with Facebook, so don't let them confuse you. I'm gonna have to white some things out there. So yeah, here we can hit play, and it's all browser based,
Okay.
meaning you don't need to download an app. It'll just run in your browser, right?
That is very yeah. This was so cool when you showed me this. I was like, I had no idea such a thing existed. Like
It's taking a while to load. Could be my internet here. Should
that's
load
okay.
quickly.
Hey man, let her load up. If it takes a few minutes, hey, that's fine. There's more time to learn all about this, and I think can you eventually, while this is loading up, I definitely can throw a question at you. Do you think that in the future, big companies like say like big companies like Coca-Cola, places like that, are going to be advertising in these virtual worlds? Do you think that that's where it's going? Like I can see it going there. I just want to get your opinion on that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there are actually companies set up in these metaverse who all they do is digital advertising through metaverses. So there's literally registered marketing and advertising companies that they're just marketing and advertising in the metaverse. That's their specialty, right?
Oh, okay.
There are also like movie stars and musicians, like Snoop Dogg. I think Paris Hilton is another kind of celebrity who's into NFTs, and they own these virtual properties, right? And they'll use them for their own purpose. They'll sell their own products in their own little space, and their community can come there and chat with them and interact with them and whatnot.
That's really cool. I can definitely see celebrities why they would be attracted to this, and same with the musicians. It's a great way that if you want to get in there and actually interact with like these famous people or anybody, actually, you can with your friends, anyone. But definitely, I think with the celebrity point of it, people would think that's really cool that they could go and actually talk to one of their favorite celebrities or see what go and check out their virtual house or whatever. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. So this world I'm walking around in right now
Okay.
is composed of many different users properties. Essentially, they call them parcels and crypto voxels. And as you walk around, it'll just start to kind of render them. So like, here's one on the right. There'll be more popping up to the left. My connection's kind of slow.
Right, yeah. When we were looking at it before, it was all like right up, like so. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it kind of has to download them all, right? But anyways, so if somebody owns, or different people own each and every one of these, here's some users right here just chilling, some newbies. There's a dude, another guy here just floating in the air, just flying, right? Just looking at stuff. This world is filled with a lot of parcels that are filled with other people's NFTs. So people are like using it as like a gallery,
Okay.
like a place to set up their collections and for other people to come by and kind of like view them or even like make offers on them.
That's really, and so everything in this is built by the people that are in this, like yourself and that, like all of this, what I'm looking at, even right here, this was built by like
This
somebody.
was built by another player somewhere in the world who owns this parcel in CryptoVoxels.
That's so cool.
So why they decided to put Mario and Mushroom there, I don't know, but
They're big
it
Mario
must
fans.
that must be from the 80s, right? So here's somebody here. I don't know what they're doing. They haven't put much in their room yet, but yeah.
It's
So yeah,
it's amazing how much the rooms cost. You really shocked me when you told me that. That I'm
it
still.
just goes on and on. Like there are so many different rooms and islands that you can go to. You can see the map here in the bottom right.
Okay, yep.
Geez, I lost focus there. Oh, I'm trying to get my mouse back. There we go.
And
So we can
anybody,
see.
and just so my viewers know, anybody can go into this website. I will leave a link for it in my descriptions if you want to go check this out. You don't have to purchase anything to go in here and walk around and just get a feel and check it out. You just gotta, if you want to build here or anything like that, is when you're gonna have to start actually doling out some cash.
Yeah, this game is actually completely free. Other than like if you want to own a parcel and want to write to it, which means put it like an NFT in it or put your own design in it or just make the shape, the foundation, how your parcel looks,
Mm-hmm.
then you'll need to own that parcel. So you'll have to pay whatever that asking price is for that parcel to own it to be able to edit.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. It's really cool, guys, to go in and actually walk around like I did. I like walking around and just seeing all the different buildings and stuff that people create and what they're putting in them and that. It's a really neat world to go into. And just to see how creative people are, like there's a lot of really cool stuff. You see people posting their artwork. You see them posting music videos. It's a really neat world to go into. So it's definitely worth for free. You can go in and check it out. So I mean, no harm going in and checking it out just to get a feel for it.
Totally. So I'm just flying across the ocean right now. I'm actually going to head to the Bitswift offices we have set up in the metaverse, which again have nothing to do with Facebook.
Okay, this is really neat how you can fly around and just go to like different places.
So it's taken a long time to load here. Hopefully it'll load.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Like, I mean, if it's a little slow, that's fine. People can actually go in and I encourage them to go in and explore it themselves and to get a feel for it. I thought it was really neat when I went in there, and once in a while I'll go in there and just walk around, like I said, and check out what people are doing and what they're creating, and it's a really neat thing, and I can only see it getting bigger from here. And getting more and more realistic and more realistic. I really can. It's not out of the
They
realm.
they keep adding. You can see here they keep adding like little islands, right? So every time they add an island, there'll be like another land sale. Or parcel sale. You'd have to buy the parcels off the B Nolan, which is the creator account.
Okay.
I think he's the main guy behind this whole thing. And yeah, once you own the land, you can sell it to other players, or you can use it for your own purpose. In my
Wow.
case, I use it for marketing, advertising, and just for chilling with people in the metaverse, right? It's not loading. I think my internet here is really crap right now. But
It figures.
I'll just chill here and we can go on to the next kind of topic and maybe check back in on it. It might load in a
Yeah,
bit.
no, that's great. Like, can you bring? We were kind of
I'll be
looking
able
at.
to force reload it here. Let's see.
Yeah, if that doesn't work, then we can definitely. You brought up a page earlier. Where you were showing all the different. I was really surprised how many different worlds there were. I thought maybe there'd be one or two, but then you brought up a page of them, and I was really shocked on how like Snoop Dogg here and that. There we go. We're loading slowly here.
Yeah, it's loading now, but I think We can get it here. I'll just go over there real quick while we got this open. But yeah, I'll bring up that other on OpenSea. It shows you all the different
Yeah, definitely.
virtual worlds that you can potentially invest in, right?
And that's what I think is really cool about this virtual world too. Is like it's definitely something that it's taking off because people are buying these parcels. When I was walking around, I was really shocked how many places were all decorated and looking really cool, and like a lot of interaction things you can do when you go into them. You can like some of them have like these little kiosk things set up where you can go and click on them, and bring up videos and all kinds of stuff like that. And I was really shocked that there's a lot of creative people in this universe.
Absolutely, yeah. There's
Excuse me.
tons of different types of people in here and people from all over the world, right?
That's pretty cool. That's pretty
Here's
cool.
the Bitswift offices slowly rendering.
Oh, I know. Any other time, if we weren't doing a video right now, it would have popped right up.
So we own these two parcels here. They're like right above. There's a dome here that will load eventually.
Yeah, I remember you were showing me that dome, and you think eventually there's going to be concerts that they're going to be able to hold there, big gatherings.
It's just a more populated area of the game. Obviously, with a dome, you have people chilling out near the dome. So, I thought perhaps these units outside the dome might be worth a little more than, units buried somewhere else. So,
I would agree. Like, especially for advertisers. I mean, if they ever have it where there's concerts, which I can see happening definitely in the future. If they're ever having concerts there, and that you would think that the big companies like the soft drink companies and that they would love to advertise around a place that where everybody's gathering to watch a concert or something.
Oh, totally. All right, so I'm gonna get out of this because it's just taking too long.
All right. Yep.
We'll close that one. So let's go to OpenSea.
Okay.
OpenSea, I had open here already, a Snoop Dogg land sale. So there's all these different virtual worlds in the metaverse. There's CryptoVoxels is one of them, but there's another one called Decentraland, which is actually one of the bigger NFT universes out there, or virtual worlds. There's a few other ones I don't know. There's hundreds of them now, so I don't know about all of them.
Right.
But bigger names do participate in some of these. So if we look at them like Decentraland wearables, CryptoVoxels wearables.
Wow, I didn't think there'd be this many. I was really shocked when you showed me this.
The Sandbox is a big one. It's the one that the Snoop Dogg is in and whatnot, right? So
I can imagine. I can imagine
a lot of participants here. There's a lot of volume traded. 108,000. 108,000 Ethereum traded.
Wow.
102,000 items, 17,000 owners. So I mean, there's a pretty big community playing this game, right?
That's incredible. So do you think that it's mostly used for, and if I'm wrong, definitely correct me, is it mostly used for art and stuff, or am I just looking at a very narrow part of it? Is there are people using it for more than just NFTs, and are people running their businesses out of this yet and stuff like that?
I think some people are using it like we are, like as an extension of our business. So
okay.
If you want to contact us, you could call us, you could email us, but hell, if you want to meet up with me in our virtual office, sure, let's do it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So definitely, what was it? Just today, Marvel. Is it Marvel? Stan from Marvel Comics, that dude.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Who's ever, I guess, owns his enterprise now or whatever. They just launched their own series of NFTs, right? So it's at that level where, comic book producers, AAA title, like gaming companies are starting to get into the space. I'm just realizing I'm almost out of battery, dude. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, go ahead. I can definitely hold the fort here. No problem. This is really a cool thing to me. I think this new technology stuff is really cool. I really do. I don't know a lot about it, granted. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I did. So, but that's why I'm enjoying learning from you as much as my viewers are learning. I have a lot of people that watch that don't know anything about cryptocurrency. They have a lot of questions. And if you do have a question, guys, please, I'll give you my email at the end of the show. Don't hesitate to send me an email. And just, if you have a question for Paul about cryptocurrency, just let me know in the email, and I'll be sure next week when he gets on the show, I will ask him the question for you, and I'm sure he'll answer it to the best of his ability. And I don't think he's going to tell you on any like certain things to invest on in that. I'm speaking for you, Paul. So if I'm out of line, correct me. But I just know that you don't like telling people exactly where to go and to put their money. So, but you
I'm
definitely
more than willing to discuss NFTs and these virtual worlds. In fact, VR is a huge passion of mine. I think it's the future for sure.
okay.
So these virtual worlds are completely in alignment with that. I just don't like telling people what they should invest in because
Right.
I'm not
That's what I was explaining. Yeah. Right.
yeah,
That's what I
like
meant.
I'm not that dude. I'm just a tech guy, right? So I'll tell you what technologies I think are gonna excel in the future. And if you want to take that as advice and put your money into those sectors that are creating that tech, then go for it. But I'm not going to give any direct financial
Right.
advice right
No, I
now.
don't blame you because that you're setting yourself up for that one. I don't blame you at all. So that's what I was just explaining to the viewers that, if they have a question, if it comes to technologies and any of this stuff, NFTs, virtual reality, just like I said, I'll give you my email at the end. Send me an email and I will ask Paul, I promise. So go right ahead and let's just take off where you were. We were just looking through these lists and you were letting us talk. We were looking at Sandbox and talking
Yeah, the
about Snoop Dogg.
sandbox is a big one, right? That's again where Snoop would be and his NFTs. The sandbox is more, I guess, from what I understand, it's more like a game, where CryptoVoxels is more like you the whole intent is like you buy a parcel and like you kind of like put your stuff in it, like virtual art. It's kind of like to showcase your NFTs,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Or the sandbox is more or less a game, but there's NFTs involved there as well, right? The sandbox has its own currency called Sand,
Okay.
which actually trades with Ethereum. CryptoVoxels doesn't have its own like built-in currency. They just use like Ethereum,
So
right?
if somebody wanted to buy sand to go into Sandbox,
Mhm.
where do you go to buy sand? Because I
Oh,
know.
any digital currency exchange. Basically, anybody who has sand can sell you sand, right? So you have to find an exchange where there's a sand to, let's say, Ethereum market, or a sand to a Bitcoin market, or a sand to a Canadian dollar market, which I don't think there is, but you can definitely go Canadian dollar and Ethereum and then buy sand,
Oh, okay,
right?
very cool.
Why
Okay.
would you want to buy sand? It sounds silly, but maybe to buy like a virtual Smurf, which is like a little digital Smurf inside the sandbox game that's worth like $350.
I know.
you
I
know?
remember, and I remember too. I want to tell the viewers. I remember when you were here the one day, you were showing me those Smurfs, and I
Mhm.
wanted to get the cat Asriel from the Smurfs, and I was asking you to go and look how much they were worth, and I couldn't
Yeah.
believe how much the cat Asriel was worth. I was like, I can't afford this. Like, I can't believe that. Yeah, here we go. This is what you were showing me, and these aren't cheap, folks.
Yeah,
Like,
these ones are not part of the sandbox. These ones are here, right? So you're
okay,
gonna make like there's many Smurf NFTs, but they're not all part of that sandbox metaverse or game, right? So you want to make sure you're like buying the Smurf that you can use in the sandbox. And then not just Smurfs. I mean, there's so many things in the sandbox, like so many different types of assets you can buy. Like here's like a bush, a Smurfberry bush you can buy. It only costs 0.015 ETH. I think that's like 100 some odd dollars for
that's
that
still,
virtual.
yeah, that's still not cheap, Paul. That's not cheap, man. Like,
Every virtual berry on this bush is worth like a couple, like $25 or something like that.
exactly, and then when I was like I said, I was asking you to look at what the cat uh Asriel was gonna cost or stuff if I wanted it, and then you were showing me the prices, and I was like, I that's just crazy expensive. Like
How do you spell Azrael? A Z
and
R A E L.
Riel, I think.
R.
Azriel. I could be totally wrong, guys.
I think it's an A, but let's
We might be close here. And then
Azrael.
Azriel,
Azrael.
yeah, Azriel, and then you got Gargamel. That's his little wizard owner there. Yeah, that's him right there.
That's him, eh? Okay, so um that's actually an asset in the sandbox, and you can see people are buying and selling it. It's worth 169 USD right now.
That's so. What is that Canadian? That's like what 200, almost
It's like
$300.
$200 Canadian.
Wow! Like just for that, guys. Like I thought Paul
Well,
was
it's
gonna.
it's Gargamel's cat, man. Come on, like.
I know, like, but I was all excited. I was like, I'm gonna get Paul to buy me that cat. I want that. And then you told me the price, and I was like, oh, maybe not today. I'll be.
So like 506 people own this cat. There's 1,400 of these cats in total. Or I guess 1,350. I don't know what the difference is between that.
Right. And then, so how does that work? If you buy this cat or you buy a Smurf or any other the other assets in the game, then you just that gives you the ability to put them on your parcel. Am I right on that?
Yeah, essentially you can use them in the game on your land. You can kind of place them on your land. And I think don't quote me on this because I don't really play Decentraland, but I think some of the things you can put on your land, like grant like different kind of perks.
Oh, that's
But what those
cool.
perks are, I'm not too sure of. Yeah, so they can be more than just like, hey, it's a cat. It could be a cat that like gives you like lower transaction fees or something just by holding it.
Oh,
You
that's
know what I
really
mean?
cool. And are these Smurfs and the other assets, are they created by other people that are part of that world, or is there one creator that creates these and then sells them?
In the Smurfs example, I think Decentraland must have bought the rights to the Smurfs or whatever, and then had an artist trying to create NFTs out of them.
Okay.
Again, I'm not 100% sure. But I think in Decentraland, anybody can create their own like kind of voxel image, which is like, these little blocky kind of looking
Right.
characters,
Yeah, these are cool.
and then convert them into an NFT and then use them in their own land or sell them to other people to use on their land in Decentraland.
That is really cool, dude. Like, this is taking NFTs to a whole new level, in my opinion.
Yeah, like you can own all the collection of Smurfs if you wanted. I mean, Papa Smurf is only worth 6,000 Canadian dollars. So hey,
Oh my
there you
god.
go.
And are people
There's a
actually buying him? Like, is how many people have bought him? Can you tell?
Well, you can see there's active orders right now. The last one happened. Does it tell you? Well,
Six.
there's offers open. So if you owned one of these, you'd be able to sell it. And below here, you can see um, it's like an active market, right? So 11 hours ago, somebody bought or sold. 5 days ago, somebody bought or sold. 5 days ago, actually, two people transferred, right?
Wow.
It seems like every day or every other day or so, somebody is buying and selling this Papa Smurf,
Well,
right?
yeah, that's incredible. I can't believe what he's worth. Like, I mean, I know he's the I know he's the big one that everybody wants, but because he's one of the main, like he is the main Smurf basically. So I can just like that's crazy how much he was. I've never. Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, instead of um, transacting in like let's say fiat dollars, which is Canadian dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
People are trading Smurfs between each other for products and service. Imagine that. Just because there are only 500 Papa Smurfs in existence. Sorry, there's only 200 in total, and that's transparent, and everybody can see that on the blockchain. There's no way to fool that. And there's people participating. There's 130 owners of this Smurf, right? So there's an active market. So they have value because people are using them and trading them with ETH. And so I believe like the next generation, they're not going to trade in Canadian dollars. They're going to trade in virtual assets, and whether they're Smurfs or Gargamels or
Azrael, what? Yeah,
Israel's or whatever, right?
right. Yeah.
So
And that's kind of cool. So that's what some of the celebrities in that are doing is they're making stuff like this, or they're making their artwork available. What about music? Do you know if they're? Can you
oh
see?
yeah, there's lots of music on here as well on OpenSea.
Really?
I forget the name of the bands, but it's a completely new way for an artist to even publish their music, right? Like convert your audio file into an NFT and then let people buy the rights to it and only release so many of them, right? So that way,
So a band could have like say make an album, put it into an NFT format, and say there's only going to be 10,000 of this album ever released.
yep. And only if you can prove you have purchased one, meaning you're an account that bought one from the band, what can you prove that you like actually legally own that music, right? So I'm
Right.
sure people will the very nature of people is to copy, right?
Right.
Of
Right.
everything. Everything is a copy of something else, right? So you might be able to copy the audio file, but you'll never be able to say like I officially own it from like the band sold it to me, You see what I mean?
Right, right.
And so that original that was sold to you that can be proven is legit and authentic would obviously be worth always more, I feel anyway, than like a no-name copy,
Oh,
like a
for
bootleg,
sure. Yeah, right.
right?
It's like the same thing as when we were kids. When you bought a record, of course you could have the original record, or you could have somebody copy it for you on a cassette. It wasn't like owning the real record, though. There was something to say about owning the real, authentic record.
Yeah, with the authentic record, you get all the box art and all the content in it, right? And it comes legally from the person who created it,
Right.
right? Bootleg, a lot of the bootleg cassettes, they were just the cassette. You didn't get it the box art. You had no
Right. The
the
quality.
quality
Yeah,
was crap, right? So
that's
yeah,
pretty
so
cool.
it's not going to prevent somebody from copying the music, but it'll prove that you actually in fact own it legitimately and that you got it directly from the creator. And that's the whole point of these NFTs. Like I see a lot of like people coming around saying, "Oh, I can just take a screenshot." Well, yeah, you can take a screenshot of this digital Smurf. In fact, I'm sure you can download it. There's torrents filled with NFTs. You could download Papa Smurf, right?
Right.
But you don't actually own that Papa Smurf. You just own a copy of it. There's only 100, 200 of these Papa Smurfs, right?
Right.
It's
Right.
kind of like, yeah, you can go take a picture of the Mona Lisa and you can own that picture, but you don't freaking own the Mona Lisa. And guess what? Your picture is freaking worthless, but the actual real Mona Lisa is worth what, $55 million
Yeah.
or something like that, right?
Right. No, that makes
So
total sense.
anybody saying, "Oh, NFTs are just they're just JPEGs," well, you're not getting you don't get the point. The whole
Yeah.
point is like proof of ownership, right?
No, and that makes
So yeah,
that yeah, I totally get that too, and that is what's really cool. And and who knows, like with these famous people that are doing their, if they do like bands do their music and that, they could have all kind of if you buy the original album off of them or whatever, you could get original band pictures. You could get able to talk to them. Who knows what you could add into that package of buying that album or buying an artist artwork. You
yep.
could have like I mean, you can definitely add things to this package. And I think it's like I totally agree with you say too, because I remember when you first told me about NFTs, I said the same thing ignorantly. I was like, well, I'll just take a screenshot, and then I got the picture, right? Like, and then you broke it down to me, and it made a lot of sense that, yeah, okay, you have that picture, but you don't own that picture. You can't prove that I purchased that picture. And that's
Mhm.
where the value comes from is anybody that's in this virtual world and in this whole, all of this with the Smurfs and all the other assets you can buy, they're going to want proof of purchase. They're going to want, they want to know that they're buying something that's legit.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
I get it.
totally.
I totally get it. I get like I know there's gonna be people that you're exactly right that say they can just take a screenshot or they can.
Proof of ownership and authenticity,
Right,
right? Like
right,
that's the whole nature behind it, right?
right.
So,
No, I get it, and this is where it's going. I can see it. I mean,
Grammatic has some music NFTs on here. I had no idea. Cool.
wow. Yeah, this is real. I can see this is where it's gonna go. I really can. Like, if you see big celebrities like Snoop Dogg and other famous people getting involved in these virtual worlds and NFTs and
Oh, they're already in many celebrities already in, right? So here's like some of the Snoop Dogg NFTs out there. And I mean, like, look at the price on some of these 138,000 US dollars for three by
wow.
three estate virtual land.
Oh my God! And this is something that Snoop Dogg would have created himself, and
Do
that.
you want to buy a new house or do you want to buy Snoop Dogg's virtual land?
Well, you know what I'm gonna say, Paul, and this is gonna probably sound crazy to some of my viewers, but there's probably people out there if they had a choice, they would buy this over a house because this is gonna gain value probably quicker than a house. Am I right on that? Like, I'm sure there's somebody out there that's think.
If you already own a house, then yeah, this might be a good investment as a store of value. But I mean, if you need a house, man,
Well, yeah,
buy a house over that for sure. You can't drink water out of the virtual land,
that's
right?
true. Yeah, yeah, that's true. No, I get what you're saying. But I mean, like to me, this is something that anything that's got Snoop Dogg's name on it's gonna go up. I think he's got such a huge following that
Oh,
I mean,
he's all over this NFT stuff, as far as I've heard on like Twitter. He's even has like an alter ego NFT persona on Twitter. So
wow, that's crazy, Paul. I mean, I can't believe the cost of a parcel for like That I'm speechless. I really am. I can't believe the price that they're paying, that people will pay for this, and he's got so many of them too. Like it's like he's got to be selling them. I mean, if he's creating these,
Yeah, so another big one would be like hockey cards, right? And so for example, there are collections of digital hockey cards, and people are collecting digital cards just as they would have physical cards, right? And so you can kind of compare it to that. Like, why are people collecting physical hockey cards? Well, probably because they're collectors and they like hockey.
mm-hmm.
Why are people collecting digital hockey cards? Well, probably because they're collectors and they're into hockey, and they just so happen to be in the NFT space, right?
That's cool. Like, and what's kind of cool about buying the hockey cards this way is they're not going to get damaged over time. Like, that's the one thing about when you buy these rare hockey cards, baseball cards. You
Well,
gotta.
not only that, you can even prove they came from, like, let's say, the player who is on the NHL, who created the card, and you got it directly from him, which
That
would be
is
pretty cool,
really
right?
cool. Now, what is stuff like this selling for?
So I'm trying to find a collection that I know about. Austin Matthews from the
Mm-hmm.
Toronto Maple Leafs
Yep.
created a collection, and he donated, I think, most of the money he earned from that collection to the Sick Kids Hospital in Ottawa, which
Wow.
is
Very
really
cool.
cool.
That's
Uh,
very cool.
and I'm just trying to pull up that collection. This actually, I don't think is from that collection. But anyways, I just wanted to show you, like, okay, yeah, these are all from that collection, right? So I wanted to show you, like, why kids might be into this. Well, like I said, if they're trading regular hockey cards, well, they might get into trading digital hockey cards. And this digital hockey card, you can prove actually came from Austin, who actually does play for the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you can also, prove how many cards there are in circulation. You can prove they're all authentic. They're all in mint condition, as you said, because there is no physical card to destroy,
Right. That's
right?
amazing.
And people are trading these hockey cards between each other, just like a physical card, right?
Yeah, those are sharp looking cards. I gotta say, like that's pretty cool.
Card like this is worth 2,600 USD.
Wow. Okay, I did not expect that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And wow, 2,000.
But go on eBay. I'm sure you'll find a hockey card that's worth well over 2,000 USD. I know some of the early Wayne Gretzky cards are worth a couple 100,000 USD
Yeah,
per,
I have
right?
a Wayne Gretzky rookie card, but it's not in great shape. So don't anybody think you're gonna come and rob me and get my Gretzky card. It's not worth it, guys. If it was in mint shape and it was in like really good shape, I'd be very happy. But it's beat to hell. Like it was back in the day. We did not take care of hockey cards when we were kids. We had no idea that it would be worth what it is
You didn't
now.
know it was going to be worth something, right?
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, like we used to play a game where at school we would. You probably I don't know if you would know about this game. Like you're around my same age, but we used to like throw them against a wall. I can't even describe it. It's a game. It's just
Pogs,
something like
Pogs,
Pogs. Something like
yeah,
Pogs is what we used to do to
bottle
these.
caps.
Yeah, that's what we used to do with our hockey cards. So you can imagine what they look like after playing in the rain and.
The teachers banned them because it
Yep.
was like underage gambling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'd have teachers that would rip them right up. Like if they caught you
Oh
with them,
shit.
they would rip them. So I don't know how many Wayne Gretzky rookie cards got
Oh
ripped
man.
up. But yeah, I can't believe the cost of this, Paul. That's crazy. I did not think it was going to be that much, but it's a cool looking card.
Yeah, well, again, don't don't be like, oh man, these NFTs are so crazy priced, because a regular hockey card can be well worth more than that. You know what I
That
mean?
is true.
So
You're right. You're right.
regular hockey cards are even crazily priced, right? This just happens to be the first digital hockey card, I think, NFT ever published by any professional NHL player. So in that respect, maybe it will be worth more than this 2,000 USD in the future. Who knows, right?
Is this the one that I know that you purchased one of these cards? Is this one of the ones that you purchased?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I just thought.
I do own one from this set.
Okay.
But
Right.
I won't point out particularly which one.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if I was in this. Maybe I said something I shouldn't have. I never.
No. I just
I remember you told me that you bought a card.
I didn't want to
so-
get. Yeah, no, I got a card. I actually have one of these cards, which is why I know about them.
Okay.
But it's not this this exact one here.
Right. Right. Okay. It's just one of the set. No, that's cool. I mean, I'm hoping I was allowed to
It's
say
yeah,
that.
it's another one in the set. Yeah, man, it's your podcast. You can say what you want.
Well, no, I want to make sure I'm not going overboard. Like I know you told me that you purchased a card, so I was just curious if that was the card that you got or not. But that's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah, when I went to purchase it, really, I saw the main thing for me was the money being raised was going to the hospital,
right, right.
and one of my kids actually ended up in the hospital
Oh,
a
that's
couple of
not
years
good.
back, right? Yeah, so like it just kind of like hit me, and I was like, I kind of want the hockey card, but definitely I want to support the hospital as well, and I made the purchase, right?
Right.
So
No, that's cool. That's really cool of you. Like, it's just it's a really neat. I just find this whole world thing, like this whole NFT and the virtual world, and that very, very interesting. And I think, and I can just see it going there. I mean, I don't know if other people can, but I can see just by the way the younger people that I talk to, they're really into this stuff, guys. Like they know this stuff. This isn't a foreign subject to a lot of these kids that I'm talking to. They know way more about it than even I do. Like it's part of their vocabulary now. It's really interesting to see how popular this whole virtual
yeah,
thing is.
remember when we were kids, you dig to the bottom of a bag of cereal and you pull out like a toy.
Yep, yep.
So now you dig to the bottom of a bag of cereal and you get a code to redeem on some NFT site, and it gives a kid a digital little Smurf.
Yeah, that's so cool though. That's where it's going, Paul. I mean, I totally agree with you on that. I've had discussions with other people, and it seems that the older generation, like older than even me, um, they can't see it. They don't get the concept of this virtual world. Like when you start explaining to them, I think they look at it just as a video game, and they're like, but I'm trying to tell them like this is where people are going, and I can see all of us being plugged. We're almost plugged into the internet now. Let's be reasonable. Like I mean, let's be honest. People are like they've spent all their time on the internet. So is it really that big of a step to think that we're actually going to be virtually in the internet eventually? We're going to be hardwired right into it. I can see it. I've heard a lot of people that are in technology say that it's being worked on as we speak. So to me, it's not a stretch.
Not at all. And absolutely, I'm on the same page. Everything's moving in that direction, right? So
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Like, but that's cool, Paul. Like, I mean, I know you're busy, so I'm checking the time. I'm gonna actually let you go because I know that we're getting close to when you got to get out of here because you got some stuff to take care of.
yeah, I
So
got to head to another job here very shortly, actually.
very
So I'm
yeah.
gonna
So
just
that's
finish up.
yeah, perfect. Thank you so much for coming in this week and giving us a little sneak peek into the whole metaverse and the virtual worlds and stuff like that. I think it's something that all of my subscribers should definitely just go and check it out. You don't got to spend any money. Like Paul said, you can go right in and have a look, walk around and see what people are creating. I think you'll find it really interesting. So I want to thank you, Paul, for once again coming this week and showing some really cool stuff that I think people should look into.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
Yeah.
Before I leave, I just want to mention one more time, we still have
Yep.
this giveaway going
Yeah,
for
go
the
ahead.
Surface tab.
Take yourself out of share screen so you come up full
Oh,
image here.
I'm still sharing, eh?
Yes. So just pop out of that. There you go.
There
Now
we
you
go.
can show
Okay.
people. Now we see you.
So we got this
Perfect.
beautiful Microsoft Surface Go 2 tablet.
Okay.
It's up for grabs. All you have to do is send a message on our blockchain before January 1st, 2022. I think the message has to say Microsoft Surface Tab.
Okay.
The instructions are on our Twitter account. So if you look us up on Twitter, just search Bitswift, you'll find instructions there for winning this.
Okay.
Um,
And I'll make sure we put links in the description, Paul, to get
yeah,
to
that might
all
be
of that.
best. You
We'll
can put
get you.
links in your description
Yeah,
to
we'll do it
kind
for
of get people in that
Twitter.
direction.
Yeah, we'll do it through Twitter. We'll put a Twitter link for your business. We'll do it to your blockchain so people can enter. We'll make it really easy for people to take part and try to win that.
Cool. Yeah. No, I just wanted to mention that before leaving, so we can get hopefully give this away to somebody who wants to participate.
Oh, that's great. And I think it's cool that you're doing that. That's a tablet that I use and I love it. So I definitely hope people will click on the links and actually go and participate. I think that'd be really cool. And what do you got to you got nothing. You have a chance to win something, right? So I mean, why not participate in it? That's the way I look at it. Might get
Yeah.
yourself a tablet out of it.
It'll cost you a few pennies to put a ballot in, essentially, but I
Right.
mean, it's a $520 tablet. Actually, they're hard to get right now because everything's kind of sold out.
Oh, it's getting
Um,
dude, it's crazy. If you want
so
to
if you need an after idea for Christmas, I mean, the draw kind of ends in January, so
right.
you wouldn't get it till after, but you know, it might be worth a shot. Not too many people have put in a ballot yet, so there's a good chance somebody, like if you put in a ballot, you'd be like one of 20 or
That's
one of
amazing.
30,
Yeah.
which is pretty good odds, right?
It
So
costs you, if it costs you a few
couple
pennies,
pennies.
yeah, I mean, what
Yeah.
do you, a couple of pennies, what, you got no excuse not to enter. And you're being right too with the technology. Like, don't even try to find a video card around the town that we live in, because you're not going to find one. And even all of the computers and tablets are jacked up in price right now, because the
Mm.
guy that I talked to at the that works at the computer store, he's saying that they can't get anything in. They're back ordered on everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm in tech. I run a tech company. I can tell you all right now. Unfortunately, the supply chain is pretty screwed. There's a lot of things we can't get. There's a lot of things we can get, but they're extremely overpriced, and it's really messing with our ability to even help people properly, right? Like we need
Wow.
a simple part, we can't get it, and it holds up a job for a year,
That's crazy.
and
So,
that the job's delayed, right? So
well, yeah. So that's the whole reason people should be trying to win that tablet. That's what I think. Spend a few pennies, you might win yourself a $500 and some dollar tablet. To me,
yeah,
it's a perfect thing. So, but that's great, Paul. Thank you for once again coming here. I look forward to every week having you on the show. I have a lot of people that ask me questions, and like I keep saying, I'm going to leave my email at the end of this. And if you have any questions for Paul, I will definitely ask him next show. So don't be scared to write in, send me an email, and ask Paul a question, and he'll answer to his best of his ability.
totally. Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a great day, Paul. Take care. Thank you once again. I thank you all the time because I know you're so busy. So I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next week for sure, my friend.
Yeah, dude. All right, take care, eh?
Take care, brother. Have a great day.
Bye bye.
Well, there we go, my friends. What a fun time. I have such a great time sitting back and talking with Paul about this kind of stuff. I find it super interesting. And I want to thank you, Paul, once again. Like I thank you 100 times every show because you are busy. And for you to take an hour and a half out of your time to just come and, let me get comfortable, just to take the time to come and talk to my subscribers and to teach us about cryptocurrency and all the cool things that go along with it, like this metaverse and the virtual worlds and all of this stuff. I think it's really interesting. And if anything, just watching these shows, guys, it just kind of gives you, get your feet a little bit wet and you start to learn some of the terminology and the terms and the wording of all of this stuff, because I didn't even have a clue before I met Paul about any of this. Like I knew what cryptocurrency was, and I kind of I knew Bitcoin and Ethereum because you kind of hear that stuff just if you're on the internet and stuff, but I had no idea what blockchains were. I had no idea about this virtual worlds that were going on and I didn't realize how many celebrities are a part of it and are getting involved, and musicians, and as Paul showed, hockey players and sports teams and all that are getting involved in this. It's something that is growing, and I've talked to some of the younger people that I know, and they are very, like I was saying, well versed in this whole all of this digital art and stuff like that. This is something that they know, and this is popular. I was really shocked when I kind of mentioned it to them, and they were saying, "Yeah, we know about this stuff." And some of them have artwork that's already out, and they're creating artwork and selling it and trading it. So it's really interesting to me, and I totally do believe that the way virtual reality is going, and what I've read up on virtual reality and stuff, we're definitely going there. I can see it, and it does not shock me at all that we're heading in that way, just from the way the internet's going and how with COVID and stuff and people being home more and being forced to be home more in a lot of cases, and that I can see them wanting to escape into a different world, and we're already doing that with video games. So is it really that big of a leap when we have the virtual reality technology being improved every year? We already got great virtual reality products out there, and we know we got amazing video games, and now they're creating these virtual worlds that Paul was showing us. Is it really that big of a jump to think that in a few more years we're going to be plugged in to a world that is similar to this world that we're in right now. I don't know, man. To me it makes total sense, and I can see it. It's definitely heading that way, and I like to end it with what Paul said, right? Like, who knows? Maybe we are already plugged into a virtual reality somewhere, and that's what we're doing here right now, guys. Just think about that. What if that's what we are? We are wired in somewhere, and this is the virtual reality that we are actually existing in and interacting in. What do you think? Just something to think about, guys. Right? But hey, thank you guys for taking the time to sit, listen to Paul, check out the show. Please, like, share, subscribe if you guys are enjoying this. I really appreciate everybody taking the time out of their day, their evening to come and sit, listen to the show, be a part of it. I definitely appreciate everybody that is taking part and coming out and checking it out every video I post. I really do appreciate it. It's amazing, guys. And if you do have any questions for Paul, it's not hard to get a hold of me. Just send me an email to binthinkingpodcast@gmail.com. And just, in the title, let me know that's a question for Paul. And I'll definitely ask him next week when he's here. And we'll see if we can give you a good answer and at least point you in the right direction. If you have questions about crypto, new technology, virtual reality, computer question, stuff about, stuff to get for your computer, anything like that. He's a tech guy. You can go ahead and ask him. Send him that email, and I will get him the question out to him. Then I'll ask him right on the show, and he can answer it right, while we're sitting here. And I think that'd be really cool. And, don't be shy. Send an email. But that's enough babbling for me today, guys. I tend to do that a lot at the end of every video and before. But I just think it's cool to chat a bit with you guys after a video. And I want to thank you all once again for taking the time to come out here and sit with me and learn a couple things here and there. And want you all to have a great day, great evening, wherever you guys are. And definitely check out my next video. I got some great interviews coming up in the very, very near future. And I hope you come out, check them out, and I'll see you then. Take care, guys, and stay safe.